Hello, my name is Bùi Bảo Ngọc. Today I'm with my partner in a debate with Chị Bảo An about the first topic should be the same-sex marriage should be legalized in Vietnam, my country, and in this debate I totally agree with the opinion that the same-sex marriage should be legalized in Vietnam. And I think these are some my reason for them. Those the first reason I think is about the human rights and equality. But before since this long time ago, the homosexual people's love is a despicable things, and and now after those years, scientists has proved that LGBTQ+ homosexual people is not easy and totally normal. And I think if in Vietnam same-sex marriage is be legalized, I think it's a very significant huge event for homosexual people and for transgender, and to live a life that they want, and to equal like everyone else. And I think it's about the social progress, and it's so humanity for any individual in this society, in this country. In Vietnam, although the same-sex marriage wasn't be rejected, but was not accepted. So I think many couples in LGBTQ+ community face many difficulties about the custody rights, or when my second reason to agree with this opinion is about the strengthening families and community. Legalizing same-sex marriage strengthen relationship and family by giving them recognition and support. Children raised same-sex couples benefit from stable legal environment, which promotes emotional and financial well-being. And my third reason is aligning with global trends. Over 30 countries worldwide has legalized same-sex marriage, including several in Asia like Taiwan and Nepal. Legalization would help Vietnam enhance its international image and align with global human rights standards. And my final one is about mental health and well-being. Legal recognition affirms the dignity and worth of LGBTQ+ individuals, which links to lower rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide. It also sends a message that LGBTQ+ people are valued equally in society. And love doesn't depend on gender. Love is natural. So I will give you about some evidence, some admirable couple that proves that the same-sex marriage is totally normal. It's even benefit for society, the whole community. So I will talk about the couple names Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, both of them from America, and their profession is an EMC and also an actor. Special thing about this couple is they married from 2008 and together overcome many difficulties, especially around the time aliens come out. Uh, her gender as 1997, and it's a brave decision at that time. Contribution: Ellen is a LGBTQ plus symbol and the pioneer in bringing gender problems on television, on American TV. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I found out a really interesting topic and I decided to send a message to my beloved partner Bùi Bảo Ngọc, my friend. And this topic has named same-sex marriage should be legalized in Vietnam. And my friend choose to totally agree with this statement, and in contrast I totally disagree with this statement. And why? So first we will find out the definition of homosexuality. What it is? Homosexuality is an abbreviation of the phrase homosexuality, which is used to refer to romantic or sexual attraction or love or sexual relations between people of the same sex in certain circumstances in or a certain way. And LGBT community. Up to now, many people still do not fully and accurately understand homosexuality. They often equate homosexuality with transgenderism, although these are completely different concepts. On the other hand, according to some studies, the essence of the homosexual problem lies in sexual orientation. Homosexuality is one of the sexual orientations in which a person feels sexually attracted mainly to people of the same sex as him or herself. Therefore, love and marriage between people of the same sex are also based on this tendency. Same-sex marriage is a marriage between two people with the same sex. Between two gay men or two lesbians, the development of feelings between them also follow the natural law from initial sexual feelings to love, then to marriage. Refer to Bùi Thị Phương Thảo from 2019. In the past 10 years, the issue of the same-sex marriage in Vietnam has been studied by many scholars, not only in terms of law related to the rights of LGBT plus group, but also with special emphasis on the perspective and attitude of the social community about the relationship. Same-sex marriage is become more and more popular and legalized in many countries around the world. But in Vietnam, the issue of the same-sex marriage is still being considered and hotly debated and has not been officially recognized by law. And in the context of the changing society and views on love and marriage, the situation involved the same-sex up to the same province marriage is attracting attention. Currently, some countries have adjusted marriage regulation to reflect diversity and change social values. However, in many other countries do not recognize same-sex marriage. Let's learn more about current status of the same-sex marriage and related regulations in Vietnam. Up to now, according to the 2014 law on marriage and family, same-sex marriage is still not legal in Vietnam. The law only recognizes marriage between a man and women, compared to the 2000 law on marriage and family, which prohibits marriage between people of the same sex in the same province. The 2014 law on marriage and family had a new step forward, which is the state then recognize marriage between people of the same sex in the same province in Clause 2, Article 8, meaning that state does not prohibit between people of the same province, but still do not recognize this marriage. Thus, the same-sex marriage is no longer prohibited. Homosexuals have the right to marry and live together. However, within the scope of the law, this relationship is not recognized as a marriage and cannot be officially registered with the state agency. However, the situation may change in the future due to social development and changes in viewpoint and legal regulations. But it's also very difficult to allow same-sex marriage because it's not in accordance with Vietnamese customs and family traditions. It's not in accordance with biological laws and does not guarantee family functions in terms of maintaining the race and many other issues. And from my evaluative perspective, the opposition to same-sex marriage in Vietnam can be attributed to the significant prejudice against individuals who identify as homosexual, as well against the broader LGBT community. A considerable portion of the population perceives the LGBT community as unconventional, peculiar, and not aligned with social norms, rendering the idea of the same-sex marriage seemingly unthinkable. There exists a biological prejudice that asserts that men possess male reproductive organs and women must possess female reproductive organs, with any deviation from this norm viewed as detrimental to the inherent order to recreation. Furthermore, deeply ingrained feudal mindset we have been perpetuated through generation result in the education of the children according to Confucian principles. This perspective fosters a belief that established norms are infallible, leading to an aversion to alternative viewpoints that divert from what is considered conventional in society. Consequently, while discrimination against the LGBT community persists, I remain skeptical regarding the potential legalization of the same-sex marriage in Vietnam. It is imperative that societal acceptance and contentment are achieved among the majority before such a significant change can be realized. Ultimately, love transcends superficial characteristics, encompassing aspects such as gender, age, and other identity markers. And to go to the end of the debate, in conclusion, the recognition of same-sex marriage or not is still a controversial topic in Vietnam today. Through the research result on this issue, we found that supporters argue that recognizing same-sex marriage is a demonstration of equality and guarantees human rights, and that recognizing same-sex marriage brings many benefits to society. On the contrary, opponents of same-sex marriage are concerned about the consequence it may cause to society. They believe that this style of family has shortcomings, such as same-sex marriage is not sustainable and not able to maintain the race, reduces the value of marriage in social culture, and promotes the increase of single parents. However, people with neutral views only account for a very small part. However, it can be seen that support the social attitude toward the legalization of homosexuality in Vietnam today is increasingly growing. If in the past, homosexual and homosexual couples were often discriminated against and shunned, now they are viewed by society with a more open, and homosexual conflict is also increasing. This shows a new step forward in people's perception of the homosexual community and their problems. Okay, that is the end of our debate, and thanks for watching.